Hi, I'm Connie from Prosperity Finance. How are you? Sharing the best financial tips so that you can be more successful with achieving your financial goals. In the last episode, I shared with you some recent changes to the first home loan and first home grant. They are indeed very good news to first home buyers. In this episode, as promised, I'm going to share with you my analysis in terms of house price cap removal, how effective it is to help people to qualify for property ownership in New Zealand. Here I prepared some couple slides I'd like to share with you. So in the first slides, we have regional price cap. The regional price cap is no longer required to qualify for first home loans. But the reason we put here is so that we can see what is the lower quarter price for each region, because that's how the house price cap was set. And then we look at 6 different groups and to see their maximum budget relative to the regional cap and see, how realistic that policy changes. Now you can see we have bars for each group. I'll explain what these bars mean. The blue one represent their borrowing capacity, basically maximum borrowing capacity, based on their family structure, how many adults, how many kids, and their family income under the current lending policies. And then the lighter green bar above the blue ones represent the 5% deposit. And then the darker green bar represents another 5% deposit. So the height of the bar represents the budget of each group based on the income and the deposit, which is no more than 10%. So then we compare the budget with the house price cap, and just to see if they're above or below. If above, that means people have more choices. If below, that means the policy changes is not effective. Even without the house price cap, people cannot borrow enough, or they don't have enough deposit to purchase a property in that region. So on this page, we're just comparing to the existing house price cap, because on the next page, we have the new price cap. Normally, the new price cap is higher than the existing price cap. The only exceptions are Auckland. They are the same, 875K. So let's look at the graph here. What I can see is the last group, which well below the dotted lines. So this group represents a single buyer, no dependent. They're earning 95K. That's not a bad income, right? But in order to buy property in the main centers, they really have to have a big deposit. Otherwise, it's very hard to get into property ownership. And then with the other groups, in Christchurch and Hamilton and Wellington as well, they have some choices because they budget above the existing property price cap. Hamilton and Christchurch are the easiest. And for Wellington, they are easy as well, except one adult with 2 dependents. But they still got choices. Whereas for Auckland, the only 2 groups I can see they could benefit from the house price removal are the second and third group, which means they have to be 2 adults without dependent or only 1 dependent, and they have a good income, 150K. So both probably have to work full time to qualify, which is not easy, right? But other groups really hard to buy property in Auckland. Now let's move on to the next slides. So the only difference in this slide is the regional price cap, because I changed it to new property. That's why we got the in next to the regional name. As you can see, Christchurch and Hamilton also have many choices for new properties. So if you have a good income, you can either buy existing house or new houses. So the house price cap removal really helps. Now the last group, again, the single buyer is very difficult to get into property ownership, even with existing house. So new house is even harder because the price cap is higher. Now for Wellington, it's very interesting. People live in Wellington are easy to qualify for first home loan if they buy existing house, but not so much for new houses. Only the group can qualify for new houses in Wellington are the third group. They are 2 adults, no dependent. They are on 150K family income, and they need to have close to 10% deposit. Lastly is Auckland. Again, it's very hard. The new house price cap. It's very hard for developer to build house around that price as well, given the construction costs has increased so much over the last year. And the only 2 groups would easy to qualify for first home loan to buy new property in Auckland are the second and third. But they need to have close to 10% deposit. So here are the insights I shared with you. I hope they are valuable to you. If you have any question, feel free to get in touch with us. We are really inspired to help you to get into property ownership and have a house that you can call your own home. All right, thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye for now.